Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome to OGF Radio, the official podcast of the Noobs and Cubes, where we talk about games, TV, movies, and comics. And with me is Emil,
What's up?
Bert, Robert,
Hey guys.
and with us today is none other than Hal.
Hello.
Yeah, so we are finally an awesome
A
foursome.
foursome.
Awesome foursome.
A first in
A
this
first-time foursome.
radio.
Yeah.
Yes. So, something about Hal. Hal's been with us since like I don't know, the same time that Emil and Robert's been with us. It's like
Yeah,
Since
we-
high school.
high
Yeah, we were all in
school,
high school together.
High school.
High school.
initial D days and shit. And
Finish up the days.
yeah, mostly we started this forums called the Otacon Gamer Forums, which is like OGF, and that's where all the fun begins. Fun stuff. So
We should talk
yeah,
about that
Hal,
in a past episode.
yeah,
in like
yeah.
a next episode or something.
So Hal, what can you tell us about what you do and what you've been playing for this week?
Or
You're
your
the
life.
guest right now.
I've been playing Metal Gear Rising and Blade and Soul recently.
Ooh.
I really like those two games, but the PC controls for Metal Gear Rising are fucking horrible.
Oh, you're playing with the keyboard and mouse, or you're
Yeah,
doing it with the
yeah.
controller?
Mouse and keyboard. Horrible.
That's really,
That's
yeah, it's
So hard, so hard.
really imagine it.
That is horrible. How do you play with a keyboard?
Yeah, I should find. I don't know if I should sync my PS3 controller with the PC. I don't know
Can
how
you
to
do
do that
that?
yet. So
I don't know.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Usually
I know
I
you
do.
have
I
a
mean,
PlayStation control for the PC too, right?
right now I'm playing with the PS4 controller.
Oh, really?
I just download like a PS3 to Xbox adapter plug-in
Oh,
sort
okay.
of thing for the PC, and that's how I use my controller.
Yeah, I hate using my Xbox controller on my PC. I've just
Yeah,
always been a
I think
PlayStation.
that's the easiest.
Yeah, because it's an easy integration, but like just to transition because I've always played PlayStation, so it's weird to me.
So yeah. So about more about Metal Gear Rising. So how I mean, did you finish the game already, or are you still
Not
in the
finished yet.
process?
I'm still stuck. This elevator scene. Yeah, I always get my ass kicked with that part. So, still trying to
Yeah.
get past that.
Yeah, I remember
Metal
that
Gear
game.
Rising is the one focused on Raiden, right? There's no Snake
Yeah.
here, or is there?
Nah, there's no mention of there's mention of Snake, I guess, but
Just part of the
it's
lore.
all Raiden's story. All part of Raiden's. And I remember the first few levels pretty. I mean, the first level is pretty whack. Like the boss fight for that one's just all blown out of proportion when you face off that giant Metal Gear.
Right.
And you try to kind of suplex it in
What?
one arm. or
You can
something.
suplex a gear? A gear? Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, and
It's
the
crazy.
OST's awesome. So
So much for CQC and stealth mode.
no, this is all cyber ninja.
There are a few
stuff.
stealth levels, but
Yeah,
y-
there
it's
are.
just-
Is
it's,
it?
it's an action game. I don't play
It's
stealth.
closer to like Devil May Cry style, right? Or like
Yeah,
God
definitely.
of
Oh.
War.
Like
It's
I
more
think
like
it's
that.
from the creators of Bayonetta. Like
Oh, I
Platinum
see.
Games made it.
All right, that makes sense.
Bayonetta? The
Yeah.
hot girl that
I knew.
Oh, here we go.
I knew that was
Robert
going.
moment.
I knew that's where it was gonna go to.
That's what I
Bayonetta.
remember it
Oops.
for. Stay game. Bayonetta.
I heard she has weapons, but boobs.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right.
Deadly weapons, two of them.
I haven't played that game actually, so
Me neither.
I might kind of get it in the
I
PS3
just
because
YouTube it.
I heard that it's pretty good.
Mm.
Yeah. Cutscenes are good.
Yeah. So what about Blade and Soul, the other game that you guys played? And I heard Robert
Yeah.
that you also played a little bit of Blade and Souls.
Yeah, but how about you, Hal? I want to hear yours first. What do you think of the game?
Counters. So many
Oh,
counters.
really? Is it like a
Counters.
back and forth thing when it comes to counters, or is there a limit to the counters?
No limit. Just timing.
No. Okay.
Pure
Well,
timing.
Wow.
interesting. So it's more of like a context sensitive, or is it more like a fighting game or
Kind
an
of like a
action?
fighting game. Because you have to wait. Like there's a duration where if you activate the skill, anything that hits you gets countered. So
Oh.
What? I'm asking Hal because, to be honest, I haven't really gone far from the character creation screen.
He stopped at
I just
character
create
character
characters.
creation, and then he quit the game.
Yeah, because he was satisfied with the double D's that he made.
Double Z's.
I just create characters and then I have them dance. That's the dance emotes. It's really nice because
But I did heard that the game's combat is yeah, it's genuinely good. But
You
I think the
need-
quest system isn't that appealing.
very linear. It's very linear. It's like a traditional RPG. So it has
Mm.
cutscenes.
Ooh,
What's
that's-
multiplayer like?
It has big boobs.
Multiplayer is big boobs on okay. Now what's multiplayer? What's like the big draw for like multiplayer gamers out there? Because like Guild Wars 2 had Worldview World. What's it for Blade and Souls?
It's the art style is very unique. The environments are really big, and they're very different. Looks very different. So that's the aesthetics.
Okay.
And then there's the gameplay. It's quite different. It's kind of like Terra.
Oh, so it's really more action.
Kind of like Terra. Yeah, it's very action oriented.
I guess that's
So
the draw.
what do you call this other game? Dragon Nest? Is that it? Dragon Nest?
Dragon
Mm.
Quest.
kind of like that.
Dragon.
Quest.
Yeah. Because I know it's also action, right? I think the action style is kind of similar in a way.
Yes, similar.
Mm.
It's the PvP is also really good. They say it's balanced, so I haven't fought in PvP yet, so I wouldn't know.
I think it's for the more advanced level ones, because right now, I mean, before you get to PvP, you have to finish a lot of quests, and I think that's one of the things why I didn't get very far from the character's creation, because the quests are kind of mundane, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So,
kill this, kill that, collect this, collect that.
Oh,
Yeah,
so it's
kill
Oh,
this, go
traditional,
here.
traditional.
Yeah.
So
Very
classics.
generic.
Only some of the
Relax.
quests are really good because they have cutscenes and stuff.
Mm,
You have to fight a boss.
Okay.
I see. And the world, it's all like an instanced, or is it all like in
Instanced. Most of it is instanced.
Ah, I see.
That's why you don't see a lot of other characters get in the way of your quests.
Man, that's yeah. I think that's a double edge when it comes to
Yeah,
Mm.
the
it
community.
is.
And it's okay. I mean, sometimes it works. Like, for example, in Diablo or in Guild Wars. Sometimes it doesn't. on
I mean,
some
they just need to
occasions.
like really streamline it, like really well. I think.
Yeah, like
I think
Dark Souls
it gets
2.
better in the higher
Yeah.
level.
Dark Souls
Yeah.
2.
Speaking of Dark Souls 2, Emil, you have something to say about
The only
Dark
thing I
Souls
say
2.
is Dark Souls 2.
Segue like a champ.
Oh wait,
Oh,
really?
yeah. Yeah.
Wait, really? I mean, Dark Souls 2.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
same as it was
Same.
last week.
Yeah, same old Dark
No
Souls 2.
changes
Same
there.
old.
We've been just doing. I mean, we've been grinding Dark Souls for our videos, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
far we have no idea what the progress is right now because it's so open and I know like the area progress is too open ended.
Yeah, what's great
Mm,
about Dark Souls, to be honest, is just progression wise, you can create a character like this morning and pretty much catch up to like your
Your old
friend or
one.
like your old one like really quickly if you know what you're doing,
Yeah,
and like
speedruns are
changing
real in this game.
yeah, like for sure. um the I think the major change in dynamic is when you um let's say this just happened today. I previously Migs and I ran through this area and it was so easy because it was the two of us going through it, and then the way that my character plays is that I really do like wide range melee attacks, and then he does
Mm-hmm.
like hard just glass cannon type and just demolishes the bosses. And then I did it on my new character that I play on the side, and I basically struggled because I played by myself, and then I was semi a glass cannon, but also played like a little bit melee, but my range was like really
Mm.
short. So trying to get through mobs on my own was like a nightmare because I had to like slowly walk inch by inch because I was like, oh, something gonna pop up on the left side or the right side. And in Dark Souls 2,
Mm.
you get mobbed, you're pretty much fucked unless you find a
It's
way
not
to.
like you get hit once you die, right? I mean, you can take a few hits, I hope.
No, you can take a few hits. It's more just like you don't just stand there and block attacks with your face the whole time. Like it'll get you killed
Eat
like
those
really quickly.
punches.
And it all
Yeah,
depends on your
it's
build.
work.
Like if you are a glass cannon build or you're a tanky build. So
Yeah,
Mm.
and you get stun locked here really quickly if like multiple opponents attack you at the same time. You can get stun locked, and you're basically
Ugh.
just dead before you can do anything.
Mm.
So you have to like
I
really be strategic when it comes to combat.
mm. See. On a side note, I've just Googled here that the world record for a speed run, you can finish the game in 56 minutes. That fast?
if you are careful, yeah,
That's
That
I guess
doesn't
so.
surprise me because okay,
that's
because
insane.
when you say finish the game, you don't.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't necessarily mean that you get through the
All of
entire
the
like all
bosses,
the
yeah.
areas because you only
Mm-hmm.
need certain amount of bosses for you to really finish the game. The
Actually, you
other
just need
bosses in the
4 of
game,
the bosses to
yeah,
just unlock the like
the
the
final one or
final
something.
set of bosses. Yeah.
And if you're well versed enough in combat that you can take out the final boss, then yeah, you can finish that boss like really quickly. Sure.
So you can take out the final boss in noob level 1 equips and all.
I mean,
Um,
I don't know about that, but I'm sure someone
Probably, yeah.
could have like may have already done it
Uh,
because I
I
know
honestly haven't watched that speedrun yet, so I have no idea because I don't want to be spoiled
Oh
for
yeah,
mm.
this project.
oh yeah,
But probably if we finish it,
yeah.
we'll take a peek at it,
Because I remember,
Yeah,
see how
I'll take it.
ridiculous it is.
I remember seeing this article on what was it, Bloodborne, that someone
Mhm.
finished the game without progressing their characters because they said something about like your enemies scale up as you level up as well. So
Oh
since he didn't
God!
level,
Oh,
the enemies
so
stayed
Kind of like
that's
like
how it
Skyrim.
works.
weak-ish. But of course, you're still
Right.
met by limitations of like not level your character up. But you know,
Mm-mm.
like if that's a factor in like let's say Bloodborne, then that's a good way to go about it.
That's a great idea. Like the level of monsters is equal to your level. Like
Or
that's
like it
like
scales
the
up in
ultimate
some way.
skill way.
Yeah,
Mm.
I mean it
Interesting.
is, but at the same time, it also kind of diminishes like progression, character progression, like exactly what happened. Like
Mm.
since they're not really rewarded for scaling up their character, in
Mm-mm.
a way you probably don't even feel it then if you do scale up your character because the opponents scale up as well.
That's true.
So that might
Yes, that
feel a
is
little bit unsatisfying. I don't know.
Hmm.
This is my thought.
no power level in here.
Because like in Dark Souls 2, if
Interesting.
you speed run it a certain way, you can actually boost your character really quickly. Like I was telling Migs that when I started my new character, I think I sort of semi sped ran to do something, and then I got overpowered for the X amount of time that I played compared to when he and I was playing the game first time.
Yeah, there's a really huge difference in progression there. Like if you really know the spawn points and where the enemies are
Yeah.
on the maps, you just have to you know you really know you really can speedrun an area there without any problems.
Or like get the gear
Okay,
you
I
need,
see.
get the
Interesting.
spell or weapon that you need, then you're set. Just boost
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Focus on it.
Mm.
You really just jump on.
So yeah. Speaking of speedruns, uh, I played a
Another
few.
segue alert.
Alright,
I played.
let's see the segue.
Yeah, let's do the segue. I played Need for Speed Most Wanted. Well, just
Nice.
quick mentions. I played Need for Speed Most Wanted when they released it as a free game for Origin. So
Uh-huh.
this is the latest most. I mean, this is the latest version of Need for Speed Most Wanted, 2012 version, and it was created by Criterion Games, the ones who created the Burnout series. And so far,
How was it?
it's pretty good. I mean, well, the racing is classic Burnout or classic Need for Speed, and it's pretty fast, pretty arcadey.
Like Crazy
The
Taxi.
cars, yeah, like Crazy Taxi, probably. The cars, I don't know. I mean the way you unlock cars isn't through money. Like there's no money involved in the game at all. Like you only get speed points, and these points kind of gives you unlocks. I mean, like it gives you progression on the story or at the campaign, but it doesn't necessarily unlocks a lot of stuff that you can use your points to. So it isn't like it isn't like money. So it's just like experience. And the way you unlock cars is that um you kind of need to find them in the map. So they're scattered in the map. And once you find them, that's yours. So it's like just trying to hunt
Sounds
for cars
familiar.
and
Ah.
at the world map. And it's pretty cool because like at the first few minutes I already unlocked a Lamborghini or an Aston Martin that fast at the game. But
Ooh, speed
the yeah.
I think I saw my friend play this game before, and it happens that sometimes a luxury car will pass you while you're doing a mission or whatever,
Yeah,
and you can even, catch up, and your job is to destroy or block the driver so that you steal his car, kind of like in GTA or something.
so far I haven't experienced that yet. Probably that's a different race mode or different like side mission, but
No, I mean like
I don't
it
know.
just randomly pops up while you're doing mission or whatever, and then it's like, oh, okay, I guess I could steal this car as a bonus, something like that.
Ah, yeah, definitely. During races, you can just go near the car and press Y on the Xbox button, and
What?
then you automatically
Street
switch
racing. Street racing.
on the cars.
Street stealing.
Street racing.
What do you call
But
it? Pink slip.
One
yeah.
last ride down.
Oh god, the
One.
multiplayer,
It's always
the
one last ride.
the multiplayer. I haven't tested it yet
Oh yeah,
because I
I'm gonna
was asking
download it.
Emil
I'll download it.
if you want to download it. Oh really? You will
Yeah.
download it because
I will.
because
At
I
least
said.
it's.
I mean, I thought you want to just pass it out. That's
I
why
mean, it's free. Let's give it a shot. Let's do an episode on it. Honda Accord versus Toyota Corolla.
I know that's kind of.
The 1986 Toyota Corolla.
I know. So far, I haven't seen any Japanese cars. It's just a bummer.
Oh,
Oh, they gotta have the Toyota Terreno. That's my favorite.
I want the
Nah,
Yaris.
I think they're they are.
The Yaris.
The
I
Toyotas.
think they're more on luxury European cars. So
Mm.
there you go.
Toyota
Please.
Prius.
Got nothing on my Honda Jazz.
Getting some normal cars in there.
So, yeah.
It's relatable.
But another game that I played is Euro Truck Simulator 2.
Whoa.
So I only played
Say it
this Euro Truck Sim.
Euro Truck Sim?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's basically a truck simulator, and I only played it because I was getting footage for this podcast to play in the background. So if you guys, I don't know, I'll try to do. What the fuck are you doing?
What's that? What's going on?
So
Keep
so
going,
Emil
keep
is
going.
drawing dicks on the spreadsheet right now. But all right,
Okay.
anyway, your truck sim 2. So far I'm having. It's pretty relaxing.
So
It's-
there's
it's a
no
pretty
action
good-
here. You just drive a truck.
No, it's a it's a good.
I mean, it's a simulator for truck driving.
Yeah, it's a simulator for truck driving, and not only that is that you also handle a business. So you actually get to have your own trucking company, and you get to hire truck drivers to drive your other trucks, and basically it's good. It's a lot of fun, and no, it's for a very niche crowd. I can actually say, and it's like Elite Dangerous, where it's not for everyone. But if you're into if you're into games that, like for example, you just got home from work and you want to relax, and your truck
Truck
Euro
driving.
truck.
kind of
Euro
relaxes you,
trucking.
Euro
then,
truck.
then that's your game, I guess. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I guess that's it for impressions. We'll have a short break, and after that, Dr. Love will take over in this
Shit. Oh shit.
Anyways,
Right.
All right.
break in 3,
Right
2, 1.
back.
If you don't want to go to the theater and just want to Netflix and chill, here's what not to watch this Valentine's Day in this week's Love Tips by Dr. Love. Now with your host, Dr. Love.
What's up, guys? It's Dr.
I can't even do the sexy voice anymore.
I can't. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do it. But yeah,
and I
that is our
kind of-
topic for this week. Worst movies to watch this Valentine's Day.
Yep. So if you
Um,
want to watch movies on Valentine's, anything but these.
Yeah, and well, for some of us, we actually have a little bit of story to kind of tie it in with the reason why we think it's a bad movie
Oh,
to or a show to
Really?
watch. So,
That's right.
who would like to kick things off?
probably me because I don't have a story.
All right. All right.
All right. Go ahead, Mix.
Go
So
ahead,
this is
Mix.
just so this is just a real valid suggestion that you should watch Blue Valentine. It is a 2010 romantic drama film,
Okay.
and it stars Ryan Gosling and Michelle Williams. And like a brief plot of the movie is that it explores several flashbacks and like moments of time between these two characters about their love story, and it isn't pretty.
Oh.
It's basically real life, like shitty, raw, and down to earth, real life romance.
So would you say this movie
you don't-
makes you sad if you watch it?
It is a very sad movie,
Ah.
and so take caution if you guys or you guys and gals want to watch it with your significant other, and you don't want to after the movie end up questioning what will happen in your future
Questioning your
relationship,
relationship after it.
Backfires.
because it can happen. It can happen.
That's
Yeah,
horrible. It's like you and your
It
GF
is.
are okay, and then you watch this movie and you break up because of it. Like, what?
Well, if you're going to
And-
break
and
up over
really-
a movie, it means it wasn't very good from the start, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Love tips from Dr. House. so,
Test your relationship with Blue Valentine.
yeah, I guess in the on the bright side, you can use this movie to test your relationship.
Yeah,
in a
that's one
way.
way to look at it. Yeah.
Just don't tell her. Just don't tell her.
Don't tell her to test.
Honey, I got a great movie this Valentine's Day. It will make us stronger. But
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
in the long run, 50-50 chance it will backfire and they'll boot your
The
ass.
relationship breaker
Anyway.
movie.
Yeah.
Uh,
So what about you, Emil?
All
Do
right.
you have any
all right, I'm gonna.
any?
Okay, so my recommendation of what not to watch for this Valentine's Day, and I will also add it up with a backstory, is That's My Boy. Now, this movie
Really?
was.
There's a backstory.
here.
There's a bit of a
Alright.
backstory. This movie was released in 2012, and I think it's one of the last few, I guess you would call it, a full-on movie by Adam Sandler, because I don't think he's been on in like feature movies. You know what I mean? Like I've seen him on like TV movies or like Netflix movies now, but I don't think I've seen him on the big screen since then. I could be
A very
wrong,
long time.
but yeah. So the story is basically Adam Sandler's character was basically a single parent who raised his son, whose name was Todd and is played by Andy Samberg. And
Okay.
Ooh.
so basically, what happened was when when Todd turned 18, Adam Sandler's character Donnie kicked him out.
Huh?
Kicked him out of the house, just like was just like done with him. He's just like, you do your own thing, like whatever. So they completely disconnected from each other. Donnie did his own thing and fucked him up, fucked himself over like even more, and then Todd kind of put his life together. And so a few years later, he gets his life, pretty much. Well, I wouldn't say like well made, but it's like it's on the right track. Like he has a fiance, so he's set to marry her. And a few days before the wedding, Adam Sandler's character Donnie decides to show up on his doorstep, and he wants to like reconnect. So,
That's so bad. Okay.
and then in a way, Donnie never really changed. Like since he kicked him out, he's always been that person. He's always just kind of, been by himself. Is basically an egomaniac, and he tries to, kind of like pass that on to his son as sort of like a bonding thing, but
Mm.
In a
doesn't
bad
really mix
way.
well. Yeah, that's I guess it's in a way not his boy. But anyway, the worst part about this movie is, I mean, the writing is horrible in this movie, and then to top it off, it's the regular Adam Sandler type of humor that's long past its golden age now. That's kind of like how it feels like every time I see an Adam Sandler movie now. It's like he played the same character that he did back then, and so now that it's still it feels like it's so outdated. Like the jokes and the humor, it's not there anymore.
You mean he's not relevant
Yeah.
anymore?
So the charm of the characters that he played before, for some reason it worked back then, but now that it's applied to a more modern setting of a movie, like it doesn't quite translate anymore. It becomes like really corny. It was really bland. The humor was and it was like it's like the reason why it's also not a very good Valentine's Day because it's like a really crude and like kind of gross kind of movie.
Okay.
So yeah.
You mentioned you had a backstory to this, though. What's the backstory?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Watched it with a friend,
okay.
or?
Okay, backstory. Okay, here we go. So a few years back, I used to I used to frequent going to Starbucks here because I just sort of it was a good way for me to just zone into whatever it was I was doing. So I would sit down, like get a coffee, sit down and just do whatever it is I wanted to do. So like let's say, I think I read the first entire Hunger Games book at Starbucks. That Starbucks where she worked at. She basically worked there. This girl that I'm talking about. And over time, I kind of just started noticing her because I would stay late until like they closed shop,
Oh.
and so that was like a way for me to sort of talk to her. And then over time, I kind of just like took a leap of faith and just basically asked her out. And it was so weird because
Nice.
the first time that I asked her, she said no because she was trying to figure things out with this guy, and I was like, okay, cool. But
Ooh.
a few minutes later, she walks over. Oh no. Actually, yeah. A few minutes later, she walked over, and then she kind of asked me to move closer to where she was stationed. Because in Starbucks, there's basically three people that are stationed to respectively do something. So, like, let's say one's to register, the other is like to make drinks, and the other is to like to do the baked goods and stuff. So she was stationed to do the drinks. So she asked me to move closer to by the bar. So I sat there, and then she started like, in between her making drinks, she would like walk over, and then we'd start talking. And so I had signals. So long story short, I'm gonna cut it. We got a little bit closer. We started texting each other, and then I asked her out again. And then for some reason she said yes this time.
Nice.
And then I heard from her manager, because I also kind of talked to the manager here and there, that she was apparently like really excited when I asked her. So I was like, okay, cool, all right. So I wouldn't say date night. It was more like a date afternoon. It was weird because when she said she was free, she kind of just meant I'm free in the morning. So it wasn't like I'll set the day for you. So there wasn't really much for me to like work with. You know what I mean? Like I just had the movie that I invited her to go to, and then nothing else.
Okay.
So we basically sat there, we watched the movie, and then the theater house was empty. There was no one else watching that movie. It was so bad. It was just me and her. And then I think one of the only things I remember was I think they showed the Resident Evil trailer there. And then it was a trailer where at first it just looks like a normal suburban home, and then suddenly, like one of the face just starts splitting into four. And she like jumped on her seat, and I just started bawling. I just started laughing like crazy. She was kind of pissed off. Anyways, movie rolls in, wasn't really that good, and kind of, let's just say it kind of made the air a little bit awkward. So, yeah.
Snooze fest movie, huh?
A little. It was kind of boring. But, yeah. I mean, we ended up just... I think we went to just some place nearby for a quick meal.
Quickie?
And then... No, not that kind of meal, but just a quick bite. But
Jesus, bro.
Because now she was going. She told me she was going to go to her cousin's birthday, and so she was like, "Do you want to help me pick out something for my cousin?" I was like, "Okay, what is your cousin like?" And then she's like, "I don't really know what my cousin wants," and so we went to Target. Target is kind of like
a supermarket, like a warehouse.
Yeah, kind of like a supermarket warehouse kind of thing, where they sell clothes, they sell
anything.
Yeah, basically a lot of everything. So there's like food, there's like clothes, there's toys, there's a bunch of stuff. So basically what we ended up doing was we walked around Target and picked out a bunch of random stuff to give to her cousin. That she basically just put them all in the bag, and then she was going to give that to her. That was really weird, but whatever. So yeah, that was it's a pretty weird day. I don't think my story had anything to do with the
movie.
the movie.
It didn't really help with your date.
But yes, that movie did not really fare well. I guess I shouldn't have expected more from an Adam Sandler movie. Kind of had that.
Yeah, that's right. Lately, his movies haven't been kicking off.
So,
but
he had that Cobbler movie, which I thought was pretty okay-ish. It's on. I think it was released on Netflix. Yeah, where he plays like a shoe repair guy.
You repair guy.
Anyways, let's getting off track here. So we'll pass the ball over to Hal.
You got any movies not to watch on Valentine's?
Well, not really a movie. Not really a movie kind of person. So
Alright.
what I watched back then was the last episode of Game of Thrones, season 5.
Oh no.
Well, you haven't watched?
No.
You haven't watched, Mix? Don't tell me you haven't watched. Come on. Come on.
I mean,
I mean, that's
So-
I've watched it, but the choice of
Yeah, the final part of that episode,
yeah,
total mood killer. So
that is
Yeah.
that's all I have to say about that. And also, I have to go. It's 4:05.
Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
You got something to
Gotta
do.
go.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll see you
Alright.
later, Hal.
So
All right. See
yeah,
you later.
thanks for
Thanks for
hanging
having
out.
it
Or
with us
maybe next
here.
week. Next time.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Next podcast. All right.
Bye.
See you, man.
Okay. All right. Boobers.
Boobers. That's our key phrase when we have to sync the
That's
the
our
video
safe
in.
word.
Boobers.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So what about you, Bert?
Oh, well, mine has a backstory also, but I just really like, I forget the name, Jason Statham. His movie.
Statham.
Yeah, Statham. There you
Statham.
go. His movies are great. I mean, they're action-packed, they're exciting. And one of the movies I really enjoyed was Crank 1. Crank 1, he's this kind of like a maniac who needs to live off adrenaline to get his heart going. If he doesn't get adrenaline, he dies. So he does all sorts
Go
of
on.
crazy stuff just to live. But Crank 2, that's the movie I'm going to talk about. Movie not to watch for Valentine's, one of them would be Crank 2. Backstory is, it was Valentine's, and on this special day, Crank 2 was showing in the cinemas. And it was, there were other movies like romantic movies, I forget. Something like maybe Runaway Bride, I'm not too sure, but those
one of
kind of
those
sappy
movies.
movies. Pretty good sappy movies, but I'm not into that, so I tell my ex, hey, let's watch Crank 2 instead. And then she asks, Crank 2? Well, I've never heard of that. What's that about? And I'm like, oh, it's a great
It's a love
movie.
story.
I mean, you'll love this. It's Jason Statham, and it's action-packed, and like, why not just a love movie? Come on, it's a good movie. You'll love it. So we bought the ticket. We go in. Screen starts rolling, and
Right.
Jason Statham's doing all his crazy shit because practically the scenario is he wakes up 3 months later to find that his heart has been replaced with a battery operated heart. And it needs jolts of electricity to get him to live, otherwise he'll just die. So
Yeah.
throughout the whole movie, he's getting himself electrocuted. He's killing off these bad guys. I mean, you see these two cops taser him, and he starts cursing like, "That's all you got, you fuckers! Come on, taser me some more!" Then he gets a taser and starts electrocuting himself while he's shooting the guy in the head. And I'm just laughing out loud during those scenes because it's so hilarious. But there it is. My ex is there covering her eyes, and I can see her weeping already. She's crying. And I'm like, oh, what's wrong? This is the best part. You gotta see him get the saw and chain his hand off. And like, oh, I don't want to watch this. It's so bad. It's so bloody. Yeah. I'm like, no, it's so good. I mean, wow, look at that blood splatter and look at his head come off. Like, what could be funnier, right? And then I was just wow, this movie's so great. But then halfway through the movie, she stands up crying and says, I can't take this. I'm getting out of here. Like, what? But this is the best part. You gotta see his whole body gets smashed by the truck, and then so she's walking out crying. And I go after her, and I'm like, I have to make a choice. Midway in the aisle, I'm thinking, should I watch some more or should I just go after her? But at the time, I figured, yeah, sorry, Crank. I'll download you, but I just chased after her, and she was like saying she was so traumatized she'll never watch a movie with me again. So that was my Valentine's. Either way, cheated on me, so I don't really care.
Oh.
I don't
There, that's.
I don't I don't know, but
Mhm.
I think that's kind of worse than what happened to me when viewing The Grudge and me walking out of the theater.
Oh, you watched The
Because
Grudge.
that,
Okay.
and I walked out of the theater, right? I think you remember that story.
I remember
But
this story.
You walked out of The
yeah,
Grudge?
yeah, man.
Why? It's.
Well, let's just say that it's kind of like the first time for me watching horror in the theaters, and the sounds just booming. But really, that's, I mean, walking out of Crank 2 is much more worse
Yeah.
than walking out of the horror movie, because I mean, at first it isn't even that of a gore fest
Not really.
or a
Not
scare
really.
fest.
No, it was funny, but some girls can't dig Jason Statham,
Yeah.
so okay, you're lost.
Just can't dig Jason
Can't dig
Statham's
him,
accent.
They want Justin Bieber and Zac Efron. Okay, all right. Anyway, that's my story. That's Crank 2 and maybe The Grudge. Who knows? It might not be a good Valentine's movie either. If you walk out of it.
Anyways, guys, how about you? What is your worst movie to watch this Valentine's Day? Send us some comments and share us your suggestions on our Facebook page, Flash Noobs and Cubes.
Yeah.
So, as you just noticed, or probably didn't notice, but Hal just just said his goodbyes a while ago because he has some important
Yeah.
business to attend to.
Yep.
But
We will
yeah,
power through.
power through.
Power through.
That's just a special guest.
Yeah.
So into news. So first things first. The Lunar Year Steam sale is now happening in SteamPower.com. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, there's an ongoing sale in Steam, and it features discounts up to 75 or 80% off on selected items.
Wait, are these on all the
Uh,
games or selected?
Yeah, all of the games.
All of the
Probably
games.
all of the games.
Oh wow.
So
I'm checking that out.
yeah, it's basically to celebrate the rare Lunar New Year
Very nice.
this year, since we have a leap year today.
Oh yeah, it's true.
and
Leap year.
yeah, sale ends exactly 1 week, so it's gonna end in February 12
All right.
at 10 a.m. PST. So probably February 11 in your stateside time.
Can't
Yes.
believe Keep Talking
Probably.
isn't discounted. Keep.
Oh really?
No.
Well,
$4.19. Oh well, still cheap-ish.
yeah.
Yeah. Keep talking wasn't.
Probably get. Yeah. Then what else? On other news, we have Dark Horse Comics to bring I Am a Hero to the States. So, have you read this, Robert?
What's
or
I
do you
Am a
want me to
Hero? I'm
do
not
this?
familiar with that comic.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I Am Hero is a spectacular ongoing manga set in a zombie apocalypse. So it is written and drawn by Kengo Hanazawa, and it is hailed in Japan as The Walking Dead of Japan.
Oh,
So
I
it's
see.
it's a very good manga, is what I've been hearing. And the premise of the story is there's a former manga artist turned temp,
Uh-huh.
Hideo Suzuki, whose banal life is shattered when Japan falls to the living dead. Zombies that are sort of a mix between your typical shambling undead and the rage out hordes of 28 Days Later. So probably like those fast walking zombies, or running zombies.
How do you run?
Like berserker
Oh
zombies.
god. All right.
And the catch of this type of zombie in this world is that they can remember fragments of their former lives as humans.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So, it's pretty weird. There's like a multi-page preview of the English version of the manga. This is gonna be distributed by Dark Horse, and the hero. Well, the hero is it shows the hero trying to talk to some zombified friend, and he even gives him tissues to bite.
Huh? So the zombies are intelligent. They're not dumb or brain dead guys.
Yeah, it's like half dead, half brain dead, half that, I still remember fragments of my memories.
Oh.
Because
Okay.
there's a scene there that there's a zombie that's roaming, and it talked to him and said beer vouchers, something like
That's
that.
funny. Okay. Beer vouchers.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, and the art is good. It's pretty good. It's pretty gross when it comes to checking out. I mean, showing the violence or the gore, and yeah. I mean, the first volume of this manga series will go to shelves in April 6th, 2016. But of course, we're not really doing that, aren't we? I mean, you can probably check it now.
Yeah, it's on
in,
10 manga
online.
too, and you got 181 chapters. This is finished or ongoing?
Well, there you go. Yeah, ongoing so
Oh.
far.
Right, I'll read this later.
So
Looks
yeah,
interesting.
there you go. Yeah. And anyway, moving on to the news. Lionsgate thinks terrorists and Star Wars stole its Hunger Games money.
Oh, pish posh.
This
Come
is
on.
I know.
Terrorists
Yeah.
and Star Wars. Well, they had to play at the same time as Star Wars too.
Yeah, so according to IO9, yesterday Lionsgate had a brutal earnings call. Its third quarter profits were nowhere near what investors expected, and it blamed a disappointing performance from the final Hunger Games film, Mockingjay Part 2. So, according to Lionsgate, the movie's box office of about 650 million underperformed their profit margins by over 100 million. So, Wall Street reacted terribly to the news, with shares in the studio down over 30%. Jeez. So, what did Lionsgate do? They respond by upping the amount of cheaper movies it releases in the next year. And, not only that, they are blaming The Force Awakens, and actual terrorists.
Actual, not a movie. Why would
No, actual terrorists
What?
stole about 100 million from the Hunger Games at the box office.
How?
So, Rob Friedman, Lionsgate's co-chairman, thinks the combination of circumstances was unique between the terrorist attack in Europe and Star Wars. Hit our numbers by somewhere between 50 million and 100 million.
How are terrorists
So, as you
involved?
recall,
Okay.
there is a terrorist attack in Paris,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Not just Paris,
Happened
actually.
a
It was
week-
like
Around the world.
like other places. Yeah.
Mm.
And
Mm.
and it happened a week after Mockingjay Part 2 premiered in Europe.
So people stopped going
So,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
So it kind of hurt that their projected sales and stuff.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, here's
But it's really surprising.
it would've-
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it really is kind of a trend happening over.
Harry Potter
I
started
think
that.
it started with
Yeah.
it started with Harry Potter, continued on with Twilight.
I just
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
do that though because it
We're done.
becomes like it's fine if it warrants cutting it in two, but if it's like a
Yeah.
movie that you're just milking it, then
Exactly.
people get bored. People get bored really easily,
Yeah.
like especially in society today. Everything is so fast.
Fast-paced.
Everything's like on the go. Like people want to be satisfied like every time. Like every time they get into something, they want it done like straight away.
I mean,
like,
that was
cutting a
my
movie-
comment about the part one of the last one of Hunger Games, the one before the latest one. It was so bad for me. It was just
It
horrible.
was boring. It was
I
boring.
mean,
Yeah.
nothing climactic happened there, all because it was the first half of the last book. But anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, I think the new Hobbit trilogies
mm-hmm.
is kind of have that same thing going on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
because
they're gonna do that too.
the second movie, I mean, I could have just easily skipped the second movie and just cut it to the last part
Yeah.
where the dragon appeared, because the first half of the movie is just like filler
Mm.
in terms
Yeah.
of what happened to the plot. Like, they just easily milked it.
Yep.
But yeah.
That's it.
Anyway, moving on.
Next movie.
So-
Next news.
I think, Emil, you have this one.
Yeah. Well,
MacGyver.
speaking of Lionsgate, they also have plans to turn.
Oh, I didn't.
Huh?
I didn't know that Lionsgate is also producing this.
Yep.
Oh.
Great
Yeah.
segue. Great
Yeah.
segue.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lionsgate is also going to be. They're planning on producing a new MacGyver movie, and this is on top of the already announced TV show reboot.
Oh.
They're gonna reboot the series.
Yeah, they're gonna reboot the TV series,
Nice.
and that is going to be on CBS, and it's going to be directed by James Wan. He'll be
really?
producing the project.
That's
And
pretty
it'll
cool.
serve as a prequel to the original series, so it's still going to be set in the same universe.
Oh, okay. Very
Oh.
nice.
So, according
he's
to
the same
sorry?
age, or he gets older. What?
He's younger. So
Oh,
according to the
okay.
description, MacGyver gets recruited into a clandestine organization where he uses his knack for solving problems in unconventional ways to help prevent disasters from happening. So that's really vague. That's like every MacGyver episode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll never
But
forget the
yeah.
episode where he makes a plane out of wood and a parachute and some gum and string. He makes a plane. Like, what the hell? And it
The
flies.
best one for me was like that mini rocket launcher with like a pen and like rubber band or something.
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. Like, how do they come up with stuff? And I remember the bad guys going, "Boss, he's got a rocket launcher." What? Where the hell did he get that from? I don't know, but he's got one.
Oh man. Well, apparently they initially had already planned on doing a MacGyver movie back in 2012, but they pushed it back because of Furious 7. So now,
Oh.
the director is finally like,
smart
all right,
move.
it's time.
Yes. It's
Time to bring MacGyver back.
MacGyver's
Gonna bring in
back.
Will Forte. It's gonna be MacGruber.
Oh god, that would be a genius move if they ever did that.
good. That was so good.
Will Forte being a serious MacGyver?
Oh,
Can you imagine?
not at the moment, no.
I can't. I really
Did
can't.
you guys see,
He's still MacGruber for me.
Which awards ceremony was that where he came with like half of his head shaved?
What?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. It was fairly recent.
I didn't know that. Is it the SAG Awards or the Golden Globes?
Hold on. And look this up real quick.
He looks older than the old MacGyver, though. Will Forte's gonna be the new MacGyver.
No, that's
No. We're just joking.
I'm just joking.
Hoping that Will Forte will be the new MacGyver, because he was MacGruber in the movie MacGruber, which is like a parody of MacGyver.
Oh, I see. I haven't watched this yet.
All right, I'm gonna link. I'm gonna link it to you guys in Google Hangouts, so you guys can see it.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right, got it. Clicked on it. Okay.
Let's see what the awards was. Critics' Choice Awards.
Oh.
During Critics' Choice
okay.
Awards. Yeah, he came in like half shaved, like literally
Whoa,
half.
what the hell?
Entire
what the hell?
head,
You shaved
eyebrows,
the
mustache, the
I even the
beard.
eyebrows were shaved. And
Yeah.
half his beard was shaved and half the hair. Wow. It looks ridiculous.
Yeah,
Okay.
but talk about making a statement. Like, you do not
Character
forget.
actors.
Yeah,
That's publicity right there.
for sure.
Yeah. So anyways, last bit of news, we have Robert to fill us up
Yeah.
in the world of Hearthstone.
But one of the games that I played the whole year last year, and I stopped playing because I felt it was getting old. Nothing new is happening really. I mean, we all got the same cards and overpowered meta, but they announced that this March they're introducing a new play mode format called Standard. And in Standard, they're going to be banning the initial expansions such as Naxxramas and Goblins versus Gnomes. So imagine Dr. Boom, Sludge Belcher, all the really overpowered cards back in the day and up to now are going to be banned from standard mode. Now,
Huh.
this would really put a lot of players in a bad mood normally, but what they did was they created a separate mode called Wild Mode, wherein you can enjoy Hearthstone as you are enjoying it today by playing any card you've ever gotten. So at least you're not at a complete loss if you've bought packs or if you have those old cards that you like to use. You can still play it in Wild Mode, but the it's kind of like a casual mode now for people because if you want to play in the championships will only accept the standard format. And practically only the expansions that have been featured in the last 2 years will be playable in standard format, along with basic and classic cards. So there you have it.
So it's
I
basically
guess
like
there's
type
that's
one.
I guess
type
that's
two.
one way to type 1
Yeah,
type
for
2.
like Magic the Gathering.
Magic.
Yeah.
You're right. That is what they called it. Type 1,
Yeah.
Type 2.
Oh, they called it that too.
And I guess that's one way to balance out the game when it comes to, esports. But
I mean, I understand. It's been so hard for them to come up with really good cards that players will actually use because the older cards are already too overpowered and nothing replaces them unless you make something way more OP. But they don't want to do that. So I think it was a good idea.
Yeah,
Very good
that's
idea.
tough. It's like a good way to rebalance the game without having to refigure every single card out. Because after a while, I imagine you just run out of, things to do with cards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I imagine so many people would complain if you just downright banned them. So it's good they have Wild Mode at least for
Yeah.
people who want to still use the old cards. And yeah, this coming March, they'll implement that.
I'm still waiting for Hearthstone to actually make an actual card game out of this.
They could.
and make it like whenever you buy a real life booster pack, you get to actually use those cards
Yeah,
online.
you'll have a input a serial code here, and then those cards will pop
Yeah.
up online too. That's what me and my
Yeah,
friends were
that's
doing.
interesting.
That's what I'm waiting.
But
Because really, it right now Hearthstone is it's still a joy to play, but I really like the feel of traditional TCG gaming. I mean, that's why Magic is very strong
or
and still
just
alive
having
and
something
kicking.
tangible,
I'm saying?
because when you spend money and you don't see it, it's kind of like,
Yeah,
okay, I paid for 3D graphics, but that's really the idea so far it has.
yeah, I agree. So yeah, that's our news for today, and I guess that is our podcast for this week. So next week it will be Valentine's Day. So
Stay safe.
anyway,
Stay
we
safe.
got our
Don't
Stay
watch the
safe.
movies we just said, and unless you want it to end,
Yeah.
then that would be the great way to do it.
Are we gonna have another Valentine's special next week or nah? I'm not sure.
Oh, we can
Oh
have it
yeah.
after.
Oh yeah. I forgot. Next week we will be having a quick break out of podcasting since Emil is.
No, we'll wait for you.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll wait for you. I think we need to take a break also because lots of stuff going on in February, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, make use
Yeah.
of a day
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway, stay safe, guys.
And OGF
Yeah.
signing out.
Right. Keep it classy. Keep it safe. Keep it rubber.
Rubber safe.